Surah 20, Part 3. Eat of good things, what we have provided you with, and do not play the tyrant therein, and my anger loosen upon you. And him whom my anger should loosen upon, he has sunk. And I am a forgiver of him who has repented, and believed, and done a righteous deed, then was guided. And what has made you hasten from your people, Musa? He said, They are those upon my track, and I have hastened to you, Lord, that you be pleased. He said, But we have tempted your people after you, and the Samaritan has misled them. Then Musa returned to his people, angry, sorry. He said, People, did your Lord not make you a good promise? Then was the covenant longed for you, or did you want anger from your Lord to loosen so that you reneged on my appointment? They said, We have not reneged on your appointments by our volition, but we have been made to carry burdens of the people's ornaments, and they threw them, and thus the Samaritan threw. Then he brought out for them a calf, a body with lowing, and they said, This is your God and Musa's God, but he forgot. So did they not see not returning speech to them, or possessing harm or benefit for them? And Harun had said to them before, People, you have only been tested by it, and your Lord is our Rahman, so follow me and obey my command. They said, We shall not cease to be engaged in it until Musa returns to us. He said, Harun, what prevented you when you saw them strayed not to follow me? Then have you disobeyed my command? He said, Mother's son, do not take me by my beard or by my head. I fear to say, you have distinguished between Banu Israel and have not waited for my speech. He said, Then what is your motive, Samaritan? He said, I saw what they did not see, so I took a handful from the messenger's track and threw it, and thus did my soul tempt me. He said, Then go, and yours in life is that you say, There is no touching, and yours is an appointment that you will not renege on. And look at your God which you have remained devoted to. We will burn it and blow it away into the sea as winnowing. Your God is only Allah, who there is no God but him. He has encompassed everything in knowledge. Thus do we relate to you from news of what has preceded. And we have given you a dhikr from us. He who has turned away from it, he bears on the day of resurrection a burden, abiding therein indefinitely, and evil was it for them on the day of resurrection as a load. On a day it is blown on the trumpet, and we gather the criminals that day blew. They murmur among them, You have not remained but 10. We are a knower of what they say when their exemplary in manner says, You have not remained but a day. And they ask you about the mountains, so say, My Lord blows them away as winnowing, then he leaves them a flat plain. You see neither crookedness therein nor slope. On that day they followed the caller. There is no deviation for it, and the voices lowered themselves for Ar-Rahman, so you do not hear but a whisper. On that day intercession does not benefit except him whom Ar-Rahman has given permission, and has been pleased with speech for him. He knows what is in front of them, and what is behind them, and they do not fully understand it in knowledge. And the faces were humbled before the living one, the Qayyum, and failed has he who has carried wrong. And he who does some of the righteous deeds, and he is a believer, he fears neither wrong nor breaking. And thus have we sent it down as an Arabic Quran, and explained in it of the threatening. Perhaps they will fear, or it will produce a dhikr for them. So exalted be Allah the King, the True. And do not hurry with the Quran before its inspiration is completed to you, and say, Lord, increase me in knowledge. And we made a covenant with Adam before, but he forgot, and we did not find resolve for him. And when we said to the angels, Do sujood to Adam, they did sujood, except Iblis. He refused. Then we said, Adam, this is an enemy to you and to your husband. So do not let him expel you two from the Jannah, so you would be wretched. Yours is not to be hungry therein, nor to be naked. And that you do not thirst therein, nor immolate. Then the devil whispered to him. He said, Adam, shall I direct you to the tree of perpetuity, and a dominion that does not wear out? So they too ate from it, and their pudenda appeared to them, and they began to fasten upon them from the leaves of the Jannah. And Adam disobeyed his Lord and strayed. Then his Lord chose him and repented for him and guided. He said, You two get down from it all, some of you an enemy to others. Then if guidance comes to you from me, then he who has followed my guidance, he neither strays nor is wretched. And he who has turned away from my dhikr, His is a straitened livelihood. And we gather him on the day of resurrection blind. He said, Lord, why did you assemble me blind when I was sighted? He said, Thus did our signs come to you, but you forgot them. And thus are you today being forgotten. And thus do we recompense him who has exceeded and has not believed in his Lord's signs. And the torch of the hereafter is severer and more lasting. So has it not guided for them how many we destroyed before them of the centuries, walking in their dwellings? In that there are signs for the possessors of intelligence. And had it not been for a word that had proceeded from your Lord, it would have been an obligation and a designated term. So be patient regarding what they say, and praise with the praise of your Lord before the rising of the sun and before its setting, and from the hours of the night. So praise and the ends of the day. Perhaps you will be pleased. And do not extend your eyes to what we have amused with, pairs of them, the flower of the dunya life, that we may try them therein. And your Lord's provision is better and more lasting. And command your family salat and be patient therein. We do not ask you for provision. We provide you, and the result is for taqwa. And they have said, Why does he not bring us a sign from his Lord? Has a proof of what is in the first sheets not come to them? And had we destroyed them with torture before him, they would have said, Our Lord, why did you not send us a messenger, so we might follow your verses before we were humiliated and disgraced? Say, each is lying in wait, so lie in wait. Then you will know who the companions of the even path are, and who has been guided.